Various positional group training camp previews roll on down the line. That's right. So today we're taking a look at the pass catchers, baby, wide receivers and tight ends. Kirk Cousins just gonna drop dimes and nickels all over the place. I'm gonna love it this year. And here's the thing. So in our various positional group previews where we project a 53-man roster as well as a practice squad, at the end of the day, they're probably not going to add up because, I don't plan ahead like a PFF or like a Bleacher Report or whatever where, hey, this is this, and then it all tallies up to 53 and a 16-man practice squad. I don't care. I don't care. Plus, some guys, one day I have making the rooster, they're not making the practice squad, and they just get cut. I don't know. It varies from day to day. It's almost like new information, you can change your mind. You should probably do that. Or, I don't know, just being wildly inconsistent, which is what we do on this channel, but we also like to have a lot of fun. So we're going to project who's going to make it on the 53, as well as the practice squad for wide receivers and tight ends. Now, for this, we're going to go 6 wide receivers. I think the Vikings will open it up a little more, play just a smidge more 11 personnel, plus hopefully some of these guys will step up on special teams. Tight ends will carry 3, and then practice squads will do 2 and 2. Maybe we'll expand. I don't know. We'll go from there. But absolute stone cold lead pipe block. So Justin Jefferson. I don't know if the Vikings will be able to get him through waivers if they wanted to get Justin Jefferson on the practice squad. That's just me. That's just my opinion. I don't really know. Adam Thielen is obviously making it as well. Irv Smith and Tyler Gronklin will be locked in as tight end 1 and 2 respectively, or tight end 1A, tight end 1B. It could work out. I do like me some Gronklin in year 4. And then the rest of it, Amir Smith-Marset, I believe in his talent. I believe in his upside. I love the speed demon element of him. I think he'll be a solid kick returner, but he's not a lock to make the roster, as crazy as that sounds. And you only have to go back a couple years when the Vikings selected Rodney Adams 5th round out of USF. Nailed it. Southern Florida. And he was supposed to be, like the KJ Osborne adjacent type player. He didn't make the opening 53. They put him on the practice squad, and I believe he's on the Bears now. Something like that. So, I mean, there is a world where BC Johnson, Chad Beebe, Osborne, maybe one of the UDFAs really step up, and maybe Amir Smith-Marset doesn't make the roster. It's not likely, in my opinion, but it's also a greater than 0 chance. But for this, obviously, we're going Amir Smith-Marset. And the coaching staff, even though Gary Kubiak is gone, I love them some Chad Beebe. There you go. I think BC Johnson, he massively overachieved his rookie year in 2019 as a 7th-round pick. Had great opportunity because Thielen was out with injury. Last year, he was being relied upon to be that bridge guy to Justin Jefferson from Stephon Diggs. He started the first 2 games of the season. He actually kept Justin Jefferson on the bench, but didn't really pan out in production in 2020. That is a big function of the Vikings consistently running the 11 personnel, the least amount in the National Football League. And between Jefferson and Thielen, I mean, how many snaps are there going to be left over? Not many, but I think that he will get a chance. He is a selfless player. He does play some special teams. He's on the coverage unit, so there you go. So now you have 5 guys going for 1 wide receiver spot on the 53. KJ Osborne, another 5th-round pick last year, special teams guy, supposed to be the kick and punt returner, was benched thrice throughout the season. I do respect that he's putting in the work. If you check out his Instagram, it's very motivational, and he's really getting after it, so I love that. But I don't know. Is he a lock to make the roster? Absolutely not. Chisena actually made the roster last year, 53, and appeared in most of the games where he was a punt gunner. And you could tell, he has all the physical tools in the world, but he consistently overran his lane. He, broke down in coverage. So there's a lot of refinement there. But also, could you get him on the field as a receiver? I mean, he's 6'3". He's the fastest dude on this team. Maybe. But we're going to go a little bit off the menu here. So Blake Pearl, the UDFA, Whop Philyor, and Myra Mitchell. It's Friday. Fun Friday. Let's get nuts. Whop Philyor making the 53. Working from the slot. Maybe he works in eventually as that wide receiver 3. He made some great plays at OTAs and rookie camp. Maybe he builds upon that and has a great training camp. He looks really good in preseason. And maybe he just sneaks his way onto the 53-man roster where, again, I was very surprised that he wasn't drafted. I thought he was great last year at Indiana with Penix Jr., but yeah, I mean, mild surprise over Osborne, a draft pick last year, and over Chisena, a guy who made the 53 last season, and Blake Prohl, who got paid all the money as UDFA. But like we covered in a video a couple weeks ago, just because you get a lot of money as a UDFA doesn't mean that you're going to make the roster. A la Corey Robertson, the wide receiver from Southern Miss a couple years ago, who got $50K and then didn't even make the practice squad. Kind of crazy, right? So the rest of it, like wide receivers, who makes the practice squad? I think they will keep Chisena in the fold. And what are we going to do? I'll go Blake Prohl. Yeah, I'll go Blake Prohl, even though I do like the KJ Osborne story. We love us some redemption stories, but I will go with 2. Like, maybe they keep 3 receivers on the practice squad, but that's unlikely if they have 6 on the 53. I don't know. So for tight end, really is 1 spot left. And I think you generally are going to carry 3 tight ends on the roster. They have carried 4 in the past, but I think that the competition is going to come down between Zach Davidson, the 5th-round pick tight end / punter from Central Missouri, and Brandon Dillon, the Marion Barbarian, 3rd year in the system, and he has spent some time on the 53. He's caught, I think he caught 1 pass last year or something like that. He had a handful of snaps at various times, but I do think that if it's close, I think Ty will go to the draft pick, because I think that you've seen that you can get Dillon onto the practice squad. If you need him to be, he can get through waivers. There you go. And also Shane Zylstra, who was a 2020 UDFA for Mankato, they picked him up, and I think that they're intrigued by him. Like, he had a very solid rookie camp, made a couple of plays during OTAs as well. He's a wide receiver tight end. He is one of those true Joker tight end molds. So maybe they're intrigued long term, but yeah, I think practice squad, it would be a huge win for Zylstra the younger, and if he can work up and get a couple camps under his belt, maybe he can be something in a year or 2. So that only leaves Myron Mitchell, the UDFA wide receiver, as well as KJ Osborne, last year's 5th-round pick from the U, as the odd man out. But yeah, so wide receivers making the 53, got Jefferson, Thielen, ISM, BB, BC, and Watt Filior, and 3 tight ends making the squad: Irv, Gronklin, and Davidson, Chisena, and Prohl on the practice squad, where Prohl, I think they like his potential, and Dan Chisena, they love his potential. I mean, Dan Chisena is still a physical freak, and he only played about 2 years at Penn State, a big-time college football, and he wasn't a regular receiver. He was only a special teams guy for the most part, so maybe they see someone in a couple years. Same thing with Shane Zylstra and Brandon Dillon. They're just hanging on there. But what are your thoughts on our thoughts? Take a look at the Vikings 53-man roster for wide receivers and tight ends, the pass catchers, baby. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Post on the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.